On April 13th, a man walked into News Channel 3 claiming he had a bomb and that he was willing to die. WWMT's chief engineer, George Markle, heard the station buzzer and greeted a man at the door. Upset that a reporter couldn't speak to him right away, Markle says he tried to push his way in. At what point did it go from a conversation that's getting tense to a threat?
He had explosives and he wasn't afraid to die. And he made the statement that I had to have family and friends that I cared about.
Markle was able to shut the door, locking him in the station lobby.
Our building remains surrounded. Everybody is safe. Our employees were evacuated very, very quickly.
About 2 hours later, he surrendered peacefully. No one was hurt. The officers involved tell me years of training helped lead to that outcome.
I heard the call go out that there possibly might be a bomb in the news channel and possible hostages inside. So I immediately responded because I'm a hostage negotiator.
Officer Mary Miller and Sergeant Emil Alwan are part of the negotiating team. Relatively quickly, they got some good news.
The second announcement was made for communication. A phone number was given of the negotiator's cell phone, and he immediately called.
That meant the suspect was willing to talk, but he told officers he had previous encounters with law enforcement that were not positive, which meant he didn't have a high level of trust in police.
Anything that was a trigger to upset him, we stayed away from.
Officers learned the man was hungry. He requested tacos from a Shell gas station.
So we sent an officer out to get the tacos from the Shell, but they were out of stock. So we sent the officer out to another Shell gas station downtown to get tacos, these infamous tacos, and they were out of stock as well.
Eventually, they got tacos from a local restaurant. If this sounds trivial or unimportant at a time when lives could be on the line, the officers trained for this say it's not.
The number one thing that we're hoping to achieve when we talk with someone is develop rapport. We just want to talk with someone who's in crisis and struggling.
Captain Rafael Diaz is the team commander for the Kalamazoo Metro SWAT Team Negotiation Unit.
One of the things that I think is important is that you're genuine. If you're perceived as being fake in any way, that's really going to undercut your ability to develop a relationship.
The tacos arriving didn't end the threat.
Because of the past things that he has been through with law enforcement, he didn't immediately come out.
But about 30 minutes later, he did, peacefully. Officers say they were trying to slow things down.
If you rush into negotiations, 15 minutes in, you're like, man, is this going to end? You want it to end, but you can't think like that. You have to be prepared to give them all the time that they need.
In my 23 years, I've seen a lot of people be hurt in a variety of ways. And so if I can do something a little bit more to see that someone doesn't get hurt, that's important to me.
WMU Police, Kalamazoo Public Safety, Kalamazoo County Deputies, Portage Public Safety, and Kalamazoo Township officers all participate in crisis intervention training. After that training, an officer can be selected for the negotiation team. But even if they're not on that team, all officers have to be prepared to handle a mental health crisis because the situation can unfold quicker than the one here at the station, and there might not be enough time to get negotiators to the scene. Kirk Mason, News Channel 3.